Hi, I'm Dr. Cheri Becker, and this is my colleague, Kim Duncan, Master's of Education. My degree is a PhD in psychology, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. And Kim is currently working on some education legislation. And hang on a second, let me share my screen, and I'm going to show you why we are here today. So, all right. This is just a quick look at a Google, a YouTube search on gentle parenting gone wrong. And this is not just gentle parenting that we wanted to take a look at. This is parenting trends that are becoming a significant problem. So we're not going to go into all of these today, but I just wanted to, okay, obviously that one not. But just kind of on and on and on and on.
And I think that's more to just show people too that it's um you're not the only one that's caught up in a trend, and that these trends are just kind of the flavor of the month kind of thing right now, and you're not alone in this. And it's easy to get caught up in wanting to do the best that you can for your child, and you are doing the best that you know how to do for your child. This isn't to bash on that. This is just to explain how sometimes every child is different, every parent is different, and maybe the trend doesn't fit all sizes.
Absolutely. Kim, from your perspective, what are some of the things that you were seeing in the classroom?
It has it's really kind of gotten more and more out of control. We're starting to see a lot more behavior problems and a lot less accountability in the classroom. Just this year, school districts are basically mandating no cell phones in the classroom because they are such a distraction. But when I first heard that, I thought, oh, that's adorable. You're going to take away all these kids' cell phones. That you will never get that kids to comply to that. They will be sneaky in how they'll put up fake phones, they'll put up their old phones, but they'll keep their phone with them. They will pitch a hissy fit if you try to take their phone. Parents will tell you that you can't take their phone. Just trying to enforce that rule is not it's just not going to work for these kids.
I totally agree. And I also want to, just for clarification, what ages were you teaching? What ages were you dealing with?
I had 14 to 18, anywhere from like freshmen to
Okay, so,
seniors in high
so
school.
you
And
are,
it didn't matter. The older ones too, they were pitching the hissy fits. Sorry about that.
but again, like I think that speaks a lot to the fact that a lot of times parents will come, work with me with little kids thinking that,
Mhm.
oh, they're going to outgrow these behaviors. And that's clearly not what you're seeing.
Oh no, 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 no. They and sometimes, again, I believe in my heart that parents are doing the best they can and they want to believe their kids, and they'll go and advocate for their kids, which they should, but they also need to be realistic that and see what the behavior really is. And because when we were growing up, when you and I were going to school together, our parents would ask us what we did, why are we in trouble? And nowadays, it's what did the teacher do? How did the teacher mess up? And it's the teacher's fault that
Right.
all these behaviors are happening. Well, if you just would have given into them, and even if you do try, it's how you talk to them. It's not that you're trying to reprimand them. Yes, he was wrong, but you shouldn't talk to him like that. It's like, well,
Well, and not to indicate how old we actually are or anything, but back in the day, my mom would have just called your mom and been like,
mhm.
right?
Right, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so again, like the one of the trends that we're going to be disassembling um, is like different aspects of community and how community has changed and what that looks like.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because it makes a huge difference, and I think that For anybody who's out there watching us going, I don't know whether these two ladies can help me at all or not.
Right.
We want to reassure you that number one, we both know from different angles a lot about kids and how they behave and how families work professionally. We also
Right.
personally are mothers and have had to raise our own children, and so we have that going on as well. Also, I don't
Hmm.
know about, like, I can't speak for you, Kim, but personally, I actually have been a child.
I think I was once.
So,
Yeah.
well, I still am.
I think I remember. Yeah. I'm still 25 in my head.
Not me, I'm 10. So, it all depends on how many bubbles are involved, because then we can get
Right. Right.
a different
Yeah.
story. Um,
Right.
so what we're here to do is we want to try and unravel some of the fashion myths and of, like the trends that are happening. I was working with a couple. I work with children. I work with individuals, all ages. I work with couples, families, all kinds of people. I specialize in people. And
Hmm.
one of the latest trends that I heard was body doubling. They were doing
That's
body
crazy.
doubling, and I was like, I don't know what that is. You'll have to tell me. And and they're, younger adults,
Hmm.
and because body doubling, like, what I know of it is like in movies when a movie star doesn't want to do a full frontal nude, then they have a body double come in and do that for
Hmm.
them, right?
Hmm. Great.
I'm bracing for whatever they're about to tell me.
Yeah. What are they doing?
What are they doing? And she said, "Oh, it's the latest trend. This is where we're together in a room, but we're doing separate activities." And I was like, what? And she said, "Well, like he's watching TV and I'm sitting beside him reading." And I said, "I don't know how to burst your bubble. You didn't invent this. You just slapped a strange term on it."
Yeah. What's with all the labels?
And
Label, label, label.
yeah, we for years we called that hanging out together.
Hanging out. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here next to you. Like, why? Yeah, the labels, 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 labels. Lighthouse parenting, helicopter parent. Um, what is like? There's dolphin and lion parenting. There's gentle parenting. There's like just parent.
Thoughtful parenting. There's neglectful parenting. There's feral parenting. It's like,
Like what? I don't have that kind. My and I can't say this word. I mean, I know I have a PhD and everything, but this still is always like, okay, my thesaurus, my my thesaurus, my book of cinnamons.
gotcha. Yeah.
That one.
That book. Yeah. You're a thesaurus.
Thank you. It does not include all of these different parenting descriptors.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't understand how we got there, and I don't know that we need to worry about how did we get there. It's how do we get back out of it? How do we
Yeah.
change these behaviors? Because
Hmm.
we've got, like, I work with families where I'm advising them to call the police on their own kid because the behavior is so violent and so dangerous, somebody is going to get really hurt, maybe even dead.
Yeah. And that's why I'm here having these chats with you is because I too work with people and it's about people, but and my people are young, they're teenagers and sometimes still impressionable and they still think that they rule the roost. They haven't realized that mom and dad are actually the ones in charge. But my heart wants these kids to be healthy, functioning adults when they get out of high school, when they get out there. And um, I don't want to see them keep going through these like spiraling out of control when they get out there. And when you see them when they need to have the police called on them, I don't want to see that happening. But at some point these behaviors have to stop and the kids need to take responsibility, hard as that sounds. And mom and dad, as much as I love to partner with parents and work with them, you have to look at reality too, that your kid might be in trouble and need some help, and not helping your kid is the worst thing you could do.
I love the way you just said that. That's perfect because the whole, like, if it was a medical emergency, you wouldn't hesitate. You would do
Right.
whatever you want. You would make sure, like, no matter how yucky the medicine tastes, you would make
Hmm.
them take the medicine. And
Right.
behavior is the same thing.
Right.
A broken leg is the same thing as a broken character. It needs to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's that, and
I
that's,
love that you said healed and not fixed.
well, I mean, it's fixed. I mean, like it is healed. Fixing is something that you do with a car. That's what
Mm-hmm.
you do with, that's not what we do with people.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. Okay, so in a nutshell, we're here to help demystify parenting, help you regain control of your own household, help you
Mm-hmm.
feel confident in that you're doing the right things, so that you and your child, your whole family, will feel closer together, will be able
Mm-hmm.
to communicate, will have really good conflict resolution skills. And
Yeah.
every week we're going to try and just take a little piece of the emotional regulation
Mm-hmm.
and how to
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the thing that we want everybody to realize too is that there's not one quick fix thing. That the newest trend, because parenting is not a trend. Um,
parent.
you it's parenting and it's dealing with the human that you have in front of you who might not be exactly like you, and you might have to deal with them differently than you would want to be dealt with. But again, you are the expert on your child. You know what works best. And a trend is not necessarily what's going to fix or heal what that problem is. If you could just sit and talk to each other. Um, and we're not here to like throw out all of these different, well, try this gimmick and try that problem, but
No.
it, that's not what it is. And we're here to help you realize that just being a human and talking to another human is probably going to get you a long way.
A long way, the and we're also going to have some differences of opinion where we add and like clarify, because I want to remind every parent out there that yes, Kim is right. You are absolutely, you know more about your child than hopefully
Mm-hmm.
anybody. If you don't, then you need to learn it. But you also have to remember it's a developing human. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be able
Mm-hmm.
to sit down and have a conversation with your developing human at the same level that you would somebody your own age, because their brain does not have all the same connections that
Mm-hmm.
yours does. They don't
Right.
understand logic. Your child won't understand sarcasm until they are about, I don't know, 12 or 13. So a lot
Right.
like, I'm sure there's a trend for sarcastic parenting somewhere. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be
Yeah.
very effective because they don't get it.
Right. Right.
um,
Well, and like some of these other, and it depends on the, like you're saying, the age of your child. It's like you're not going to sit down and try to reason with a 3-year-old when the 3-year-old clearly wants option A.
Right. The I do enjoy watching people try and logic a 3-year-old, um, for selfish reasons, not.
Right.
But the thing that they have to remember, like when I see somebody telling a 3-year-old to use their words, is I want to remind that parent at that age, the child has a very limited amount of words, and yelling and screaming still are part of that vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
when, like, what exactly are you asking of that particular person? Is it appropriate for their age? So
Right.
that's okay. And so before we get wrapped up in another,
I know our
another
tangents.
if hopefully if we've done this correctly, there is a QR code that has been hanging out on the side in our chat room, and I want to call attention to that because we are currently working on a study where we want to amass as many answers as possible so we can get a better pulse of like what is working, how, like, is gentle parenting actually reducing parenting anxiety, child anxiety? How are you feeling as a parent? How are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
We've also got in our QR code, there's, obviously the survey is going to pop up and it's going to warn you that it's estimated 40 minutes. We had to go
Yeah.
on the long side. We've had people test drive this for us, and I'm sorry to tell you that it's only like maybe a 10-minute survey at best. So
At
it's
best, yeah.
much shorter than what it says, but we had to put it in there for the IRB purpose. If you have any questions, we also have our contact information in there. We would love to do some actual interviews as well. That will be up there. And then, Kim, we're gonna have our little Facebook page and you can follow us and
Yeah, you can follow us on Parenting is Not a Trend on Facebook.
so
And we might branch out later, but let's just see where we go from right now. Because here, we are a couple of hippie chicks from back in the day, and so we're not necessarily born with that chip in our brains to know how all this tech works. So we're getting there.
what she's saying is please be patient with us and don't ask us to use your remote control.
I will not be programming anybody's television.
No, either. All right. Until next week, just parent. Parenting is not a trend.
See ya.
Bye.